Thanks, David. First of all, I want to thank the PIA first and foremost, right? The Long Island Rap Committee for all the work that they do for this event. It's spectacular. Chairman Michael Krakow, Michael, thank you. I also want to take a moment. We're going to recognize Stan Landsberg later. Stan was a true gentleman and a professional. I don't know about any of you guys here, but Stan was the rep over at Commercial Mutual in Kingston. And anytime I had a question or problem, I'd call Stan, and he wouldn't return my phone call. What he would do, he would just show up at my office an hour later, the next day. He was a great guy, and again, he's very deserving of his honor, and we miss him. When I first heard about this award, actually from Mr. Krakow, I really wanted to find out more about Louis Morelli. I heard his name. I've come to these events a million different times, and I wanted to know who was Louis and what did he do. I reached out to Dave Eisenberg, and Dave told me some stories about him. But the thing I got most from the conversations with people was that he was really kind of an old school, two-way marketing guy that had some underwriting authority. And Dave, and I said, gee, I hadn't heard of this guy. I've heard of him, I hadn't met him. And Dave said, well, he was in the business when I was a young buck insurance agent. I don't know about you. I said, boy, Dave was a young buck insurance agent? Well, it was kind of hard for me to get my arms around, but Dave has been just such a wonderful friend. We go back a long way. Certainly a mentor to me, a great man, and I thank you for your introduction so much. David was also a previous recipient of this award. I had asked staff, as a matter of fact, Ken, thank you so much, and had sent me a list of past recipients. And I looked at it, it was kind of like a who's who of brokers and agents in this business. People like David, Jay Levy, Stu Freeze, Harvey Leff, a lot of people that I really admire and appreciate that. I missed it. But the fact that my name is on that list with them now is really very special. About the same time I met Dave when I first got into the business, I met another guy named Jerry Fastman. Where are you, Jerry? There he is, back in the corner. Jerry's a great guy, one of my favorite people, not only in this business but in life. He's a remarkable guy. If any of you don't know who he is, he works for PFS. And if you don't know him now, you'll know him shortly because they're basically buying every premium finance company out there. But it was Jerry that really kind of first brought me into the wider world of the insurance industry. I kind of, like a lot of us, was just worried about my office and my business. And he really opened up my eyes to the things that were going on out there and introduced me to a lot of people. And he was instrumental in the formation of the New York Auto Agents Alliance back in 1995, which I became very involved in. When I think back on it, the amount of people that I've met in my life because of this business is remarkable. Jerry being a true dear friend and somebody I hope I can be like one day. When I grow up, I want to be Jerry Fastman, I tell you that. He's got a great, people ask me all the time, what does Jerry do? Right? He plays golf and he has lunch and dinners and he doesn't work. I went to his birthday party, 16th birthday party, 150 people, uniformly throughout the whole party. Everyone's like, what does he do? How does he make this money? But it was through the association with Jerry and the NYAAA that I met, as I said earlier, so many great people. A lot of people that are in this room today. Jeff Scott, Richie Signorelli, Abe Wines, I saw you back there, Abe from DCAP. Many people that were really great. Another one, Gene Lazola. Now, Gene flew up from Rochester just for this, or down to here for this event, and I thank you for coming, Gene. Gene is a great, caring man. I love him. I do. I think he's great. But if you know Gene, Gene has been dying of the same disease for the last 20 years. It's always one malady, and he's broke. He's the only man that I know in this business who is consistently one of the top producers for every company that he writes for. Yet every year he loses at least $1 million. Every year. Yeah, he's still opening up offices and buying buildings and doing a lot of great things for this business. And he's one of the million, and I thank you for coming down today. Gene and I really worked hard to do a lot of things with the NYAAA, a number of organizations. And you know, one of the things, a story that came to me, and I'll tell it real quick, and I hadn't thought of it to this very moment. We were meeting with the superintendent of insurance. And the superintendent, we had a very good relationship with him, and the superintendent was the one that nominated me to the governing committee of the Cyrus plan. The superintendent did something that we were very unhappy with, and we had just given a gift to the superintendent, a little trinket for his daughter's christening. An Italian, Gene's Mazzola is an Italian man. The superintendent Siri is an Italian man. He says, we should buy him something for his daughter's union. Well, he said something very upset. Gene got up, slammed his hand on the desk, grabbed the thing back, and ran out of the room, yelling at the superintendent all along the way. He said, what did I do? And he came back to the room, and we had just a wonderful relationship with him. And the superintendent appointed me to the governing committee of the AIP. One of the things that we talked about was how we can improve the governing committee. And when I met some of the people that are on that committee, they're really some of the best people that I've ever met. Frank Harrigan and staff, they're terrific. But I must say one thing. I met two individuals that were on this committee, Stu Freeze and Dennis Newman. They're here, right? Yeah. Yep. They're wonderful guys and were really great to me. I really am very honored to have met all these people, and it really is this business that has given me this opportunity to meet just such terrific, great people in my